The world feels different lately, doesn't it? You wake up to headlines screaming about inflation and layoffs, your phone pings with yet another bill overdue notification, and everywhere you look AI is taking over. The comfortable job you believed would last forever? Suddenly, it's not so certain. Friends whisper about layoffs and downsizing at company happy hours that now feel more tense than fun. You used to dream about that next big vacation, saving for your first home, or even just catching a break. But now, it's the little expenses that pile up. Rent. Groceries. That old credit card debt that won't seem to shrink, no matter how hard you try. Some days, it feels like you're swimming against a rising tide, each wave a new worry, job insecurity, mounting bills, investments you can't quite understand. And just as you start to get a handle on things, there's a new twist, AI. It's not just in the headlines, it's doing the hiring, the trading, the decision-making. You can't help but wonder, am I being replaced? Can I ever catch up? Or is this the moment when I actually get ahead? Tonight, alone at your kitchen table, you stare at a glowing laptop screen, an unopened email about your 401k lingering at the top. Bills are scattered across the surface, and every sheet of paper seems to murmur a different worry. The room feels tight, heavy with responsibility, and your future feels uncertain, wavering between fear and hope. But here's where things change. Because what if, just maybe, the very thing that scares you most could be the answer you've been waiting for? What if, instead of fighting the future, you let it help you? This is my story of how I stopped saying maybe later and leaned into letting AI handle my investments. Stay with me, your breakthrough might be just one decision away. It started with a headline: AI replacing thousands of jobs overnight. You scroll desperately, searching for answers, but every article somehow points back to your own fears. The marketing manager who was once indispensable is now training her replacement, a learning algorithm. The customer service rep, the accountant, the analyst, suddenly they're all at risk. For me, the turning point was a Monday morning. The team meeting felt colder than usual. My manager cleared her throat, eyes flickering between us and her tablet. She explained how the company was streamlining operations with new AI platforms. The air grew heavy. Names disappeared from the group chat. Those left behind felt like survivors in a storm, their relief fading into guilt. After work, I checked my bank account, hoping for comfort, but only finding reality. My savings had barely grown, interest rates nibbled at my progress, and inflation made essentials more expensive every day. The numbers on the screen were relentless, my safety net was threadbare. It felt like life was running at two speeds, slow for my finances, fast for the relentless changes outside. Stress settled in my chest like a stone. On social media, people posted about their side hustles and investments. But in private, I knew many were just as lost as me, navigating a maze with no map. It wasn't just about losing a job, it was about losing certainty. One friend confided over coffee, "I've started sending out resumes just in case. My company's investing in bots, not people." Another confessed, "They say AI will help us, but right now, all I feel is fear." Suddenly, maybe later wasn't an option anymore. Watching my potential fade alongside shrinking savings and the silent threat of automation, I realized that stalling would only make things worse. The conflict was clear: stay paralyzed by fear, or act before it's too late, not just to save a career, but to reclaim financial security. This is the moment you decide if you'll be swept away by change or if you'll learn to ride the wave. That night, after another wave of bad news, I found myself wandering the internet desperate for answers but expecting more stress. Instead, I stumbled into a world I'd only seen mentioned in passing: AI-powered personal finance. The first article was simple: how AI can grow your savings while you sleep, but it was the comments that caught me. People from every walk of life were talking about how automation helped them invest, avoid costly mistakes, and even escape debt. Skeptical but curious, I dove deeper. I found apps that did more than just track spending. They analyzed habits, flagged waste, negotiated bills, and optimized everything from groceries to streaming subscriptions, automatically. Suddenly, the world that felt out of reach was now mapped out in actionable steps. Maybe, just maybe, technology was the ally I'd been ignoring. A friend texted, recommending her favorite robo-advisor platform. "It's like having a financial planner who never sleeps or judges you," she wrote. I signed up, answered questions about my goals, risk tolerance, and current savings. The app suggested an AI-generated investment plan, diversified, low-fee, tailored for me. The visuals were addicting. I watched simulated models of my future net worth, tracking my progress against inflation, showing how the system would rebalance my portfolio if markets dropped or soared. The fear started turning into fascination. I began automating deposits, small amounts every paycheck. The AI did the rest, allocating funds, rebalancing for risk, managing tax efficiency, and sending monthly updates in plain, reassuring language. My bank account slowly started to grow, long-forgotten subscriptions were cancelled, and the impulse purchase alerts became gentle nudges to pause and reflect. As weeks became months, I noticed something different. The knot in my stomach had loosened. I didn't obsessively check the markets or worry about missing out because the AI did it for me. But more than the financial gain, it was the sense of clarity and control that made the change stick. I explored other AI-powered tools, a budgeting app that predicted upcoming bills and cash flow, a side hustle finder that matched my skills with remote gigs, even apps that negotiated better interest rates. Instead of feeling isolated, I was part of a digital support network. Every step, every win, even small ones, built my confidence. One evening, I reviewed my finances and saw something remarkable. The chart was rising steadily. My goals, travel, a safer car, college funds, were no longer vague dreams, but tangible milestones. My partner noticed the change too. Less stress, more laughter, more planning for what could be, not what must be feared. I started sharing my journey online, tips, apps, lessons learned. What began as desperation became transformation. I realized then, letting go doesn't mean losing control. With AI as my ally, my finances finally felt manageable, and my future, for the first time in years, felt mine again. The real power of this journey wasn't just in hope, it was in action. We're all chasing financial freedom, that peace of mind knowing bills are paid, savings grow in the background, and dreams don't have to wait until later. But getting there used to feel impossibly complex. What changed everything for me, and what can work for you, is using AI not as a threat, but as the ultimate partner. Think of your financial life as a garden. For years, I'd plant seeds, a savings account here, some stocks there, maybe a side hustle or two. But without tending, weeds sprouted, missed payments, forgotten subscriptions, impulsive buying, choking the good growth. AI became my expert gardener, pulling weeds, watering where needed, even planting in new spots while I focused on living, not laboring. Lesson 1: Automate your income and investing. AI tools can transform maybe later money moves into already done. Automated deposits. Set up apps that move a slice of your paycheck straight into savings and investments. The AI splits your cash between retirement, an emergency fund, and short-term goals. Robo-advisors, skip stock-picking stress, let AI build and rebalance a portfolio tailored for your risk tolerance and timeline, adjusting automatically when markets shift. Imagine a conveyor belt quietly moving cash from your wallet into multiple piggy banks, each tagged future vacation, new car, or rainy day. No more missed opportunity costs. Small, consistent actions compound, just like planting a tree and letting it grow. Old-school budgeting means hours bent over receipts. AI apps do the heavy lifting. They scan transactions, spot patterns, and send gentle nudges when you're spending too much on dining out or streaming. Some even negotiate bills for you, so those impossible-to-cancel subscriptions finally disappear. Picture AI like a financial fitness tracker. Every alert is a coach cheering for you and warning you when to slow down. Monthly reports, clear infographics show where your money leaks and where it pools. Micro-savings tools, AI rounds up purchases and invests the change, turning your daily latte habit into future wealth. Lesson 3: Optimize investments. Let AI take the wheel. DIY investing is like driving in a new city without GPS, stressful, slow, and easy to get lost. With AI, you get a co-pilot. It scans global markets, forecasts trends, shepherds your assets from high risk to safe harbor when storms hit. Portfolio rebalancing, dividend reinvestment, and tax optimization all happen quietly in the background. Say you're worried about inflation erasing your savings. AI auto-adjusts your investments, moving more into inflation-resistant assets when needed. You wake up and see your money working smarter, not harder. Metaphor: breaking chains of financial stress. Before AI, financial stress felt like being chained to fate, trapped by mistakes, missed chances, and looming bills. Now, every automated process was a broken link. The chain couldn't hold me anymore. Freedom wasn't sudden, it was built one click, one algorithm, one habit at a time. Short example: single mom reclaims her power. My friend, a single mom with 3 jobs, told me she never had time to do money right. But with one budgeting app and automated savings, things changed. AI tracked her spending, flagged waste, and suggested affordable side hustles she could do from home. In a year, she paid off credit card debt and started a college fund for her youngest. She didn't work harder, she worked smarter, with help. Practical steps for you: start with automation, set up a robo-advisor or auto-deposit app today, even $10 a week matters. Track the leaks, use an AI budgeting app to monitor and nudge your spending. Optimize without effort, let your chosen platform rebalance and grow your investments in the background. Remember, AI isn't here to take things away. It's here to give time, clarity, and if you let it, peace. The lesson isn't to watch and worry, but to act and automate. The journey began with uncertainty, with nights spent awake, eyes stinging from worry, and the world spinning faster than anyone could prepare for. But something remarkable happened when I finally said yes to change, and let AI become my partner instead of my adversary. By automating my finances, I didn't just see my savings grow, I felt the weight of panic melt away. My heart stopped racing every time I checked my bank account. Life stopped being a scramble for security and grew into something richer, a daily experience of stability, forward motion, and hope. Through AI, I found what I thought I'd lost forever: confidence. The fear of being left behind by technology gave way to the thrill of riding its wave. Bills no longer ruled over me, goals felt attainable, investments made sense, and every small success was a step toward my dream life. I look back at the person I was: scared, stuck, uncertain, and I barely recognized them. What once seemed impossible became routine. By trusting AI-driven money tools, I built habits that brought freedom, not just for me but for the people I care about. If you're listening, you might see your own story in my words. Maybe you felt overwhelmed by change, intimidated by new technology, or unsure how to begin. I want you to know, you can break free. You can build a future stronger than any maybe later. Take that first step: automate a deposit, try an AI budgeting app, set a financial goal, and let technology help you reach it. Your journey begins when you say yes to empowerment. Don't wait for another later. Subscribe for more stories that change how you see money and how you live your life.